conscious souls, chosen ones, empaths. When I talk about all narcissists are sadists, I'm not even just talking about, intimacy and things like that in that aspect. This can be done in a psychological aspect, sadistic pleasure. And the crazy thing is about this type of behavior that they engage in is they can actually have the victim of the abuse believing it's okay. It's a form of gaslighting them to where the victim is someone that's put in a position either psychologically, through intimacy, or through whatever. So it's not just romantic relationships I'm talking about. They can put the victim in a place where the victim is unaware. And these types of creatures, these sadist narcissists, most of them are, if not all, they like to see the suffering of others and the humiliation of others, and see people in a very vulnerable, hurt position. And what's the crazy thing, like I'm saying, is the victim of this abuse doesn't realize the empath, the chosen one, the conscious soul, sometimes is misunderstood as a people pleaser. And you do your best for the people that you care about. And when that person is someone who's important in your life, whether it's a family member, friend, romantic relationship, you don't notice this happening, but they're enjoying seeing you suffer. Okay? And you need to keep your, I want to break something down. If you've ever heard of Stockholm syndrome, okay, it's kind of, people say it's been disproven now and all this stuff, but this was where people were held hostage and they started to grow affection for their captors. And that's what I'm saying. When you're subdued to these types of torment, you will start to, it's the brain's natural process to find comfort in pain, in hurt, in being humiliated. It's the psyche, the human brain will call it a protection, call it, it will distract you. It will take you to somewhere else, you see, while you're in that state. Please, I know I was checking if I should use this word, sadist. I think it's the right word, okay? Because I've mentioned it before. There's a German word called Schadenfreude. And Schadenfreude is where it's a German word, and it's where you enjoy other people's pain and misfortune, and they gain from it. And there's no direct translation in the English language. I've spoke about this many times before, so that's why I thought of sadist. Okay, it's the best, but I think it's misunderstood, where everyone thinks it's to do with the sexual kind or things of that nature, and it's not. It can be psychological suffering. A lot of what the abuse of these sadists do, these sadist narcissists, is psychological. Now, I wanted to get into the point of why. Here's why it is, and watch out, is they are, call it negative energy. I know many of you don't believe in devils and stuff. It doesn't matter. This is beyond the thing, right? This is some demonic or negative energy or something very dark that exists within them or externally around them. Something that's in their aura, something that they're part of. And this very thing makes them feel low. Okay? This is going to be hard to break down. I hope you're with me. They've got certain things within inside them, okay, that make them feel low. And although they're gaining pleasure and gratification of seeing you suffering in pain, okay, listen to me. You got to listen to me carefully. Although they're gaining pleasure and satisfaction of seeing you in pain, it's a coping mechanism to deal with what's really going on in their inner psyche, in their heart, mind, and soul, where they're subdued to the torment. They have night terrors. They have, deranged thought processes. Even anyone's human mind can wander. Okay, let's be honest. The human mind can wander. You have to filter out the crap, this, that, the other. But these sadist narcissists, they have messed up heads, deranged stuff. So they're tormented by these spirits or this negative energy or whatever. Okay, and they don't know why they have to feel this way. So they put you through pain to compensate for how they feel about themselves. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let me give you a good example. Let me think. Bear with me. Okay, they could be into, right, certain things. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. They could be into certain things, but that makes them feel less than. So as a coping mechanism, they put someone else through the very thing that they're into. Are you with me? Like, what I'm saying. They're very low vibrational. Like, what I'm saying is they're very low vibrational. They're very dark. They're very this. But something's made them, right? They are that at the core. I believe they're born into this life like that, right? That's another debate. But they have, I don't think you're understanding what I mean. I need to explain it better. They have something in them, okay, where they're tormented. All right, they have certain desires. They have certain thoughts. They have certain things that actually makes them feel less than. So they put the other person through that and be the one who's above that person, you see? And this can happen to a group of people. This is why you often see cults, okay? You'll see cults and things like that where one prominent person has complete control over the whole group. I've studied this a bit, I've studied some cults, okay? And these are sadist spirits or narcissists or whatever. So much so, this is how deep it goes in some of these cults that people are into. They let the cult leader can sleep with any of the people's wives or husbands or whatever like that within the communion, shit like that. But something had to happen to that individual, you see. So maybe before this cult leader got to his position of power, please, I hope you're here still in this video. Before this cult leader got to this position of power, maybe someone wronged them in a certain way, you see. And to compensate that, to justify it, they inflict the pain on others. All right. Now, I know I just brought up the example of them sleep with the cult leader, sleeping with the husbands and the wives of the people, and them being accepting of it. All of them being accepting of it. They're all engaging in it. Like they're gaslit to think that's okay and that's normal, you see. But you need to know, they have a lot of suffering within inside them. They have a lot of psychological disturbances. They have a lot of weird pleasure and gratification that they subdue. They subdue this pleasure and gratification because they don't want to look that, okay, in a certain way or a certain thing, you see. Okay, let me give you an example. That person, that cult leader that is sleeping with the other people, maybe they're into some bizarre stuff, right? Whatever, they're into some stuff where, I don't know, I can't speak properly like on this topic, I don't think. Maybe they're into some stuff where now they they subdue that desire and that want and that, and they put someone else through the torment of seeing their husband or their wife sleeping with someone else and stuff like this, right? It's what happens in cults, right? Many of these cults, if you study them, you'll see they've done this. And that's what I'm saying. If one person can have such control over a large group of people, then you have to think about when this is a one-on-one situation with you in a romantic relationship, you and a friend, you and a whatever. You see, they can impose a lot of control over you. Now, and there's something else I want to touch on before I draw the video to a close. Munchausen's by proxy. Okay, I know this. See what I'm saying? I think Munchausen's by proxy is a condition where they're a so-called condition, right? That the person likes to make their child sick or their relative sick and starts making them ill, so they get sympathy from the hospitals and stuff like that. Now, I've spoke on this is what some aging narcissists tend to do. Aging narcissists and ones in their later stages of life, when they've lost the glamour, they've lost the ability to woo, the wow factor to manipulate people, they'll start trying to go get supply from the local bus driver and stuff, right? And what, like, you know, the bus driver, the coffee shop attendant, you know, the doctor, and they'll go around to all sorts of people to try and get supply because they're aging and they've lost the ability to be able to court a so-called decent supply. So they'll start trying to get supply from all types of areas. And the bus driver, they're going to be the one at the front of the bus, like, not at the front, nothing wrong with sitting at the front of the bus, but they're going to be, you know, right by the driver's thing, having a discussion with them, like, just trying to get supply. And what I'm trying to, I know I've gone off topic, but look, the Munchausen by proxy, that's what I'm saying. That's what they do, right? They like to put someone in a real physical suffering, okay? A real physical suffering. Actually probably spiking their food, putting things in their system, controlling someone, making them ill, and taking them to the hospital for supply. Maybe financial gain as well. But they have no qualms with seeing someone in that suffering. Now, you've got to realize that. Why are they wired that way? It's demonic. Okay, you could say it's demonic. You could say it's negative energy. You could say it's negative spirit. You could say whatever. But something, you see, they're keeping something. What you got to understand about these sadist narcissists, Munchausen by proxy people and whatever, right, is they have their own inner world that they don't let you in on. That's what all of you need to know. They have an inner world that they're ashamed of. Okay, I really hope you're still here by this video, and if you are, I really appreciate it, because I haven't been that articulate in the way I've been discussing it. But they have an inner world that they're ashamed of, okay? And that's why you need to watch out for people like that. When someone has an inner world that they're ashamed of, you need to watch out for that, okay? And I'm not saying that so you take that personally, or if you were subdued to some torment, whether physically, psychologically, some sort of suffering imposed on you by a narcissist or a sadist narcissist or whatever. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is they have an inner world that you don't know. They know your world. They saw your world. They controlled your world. They pulled all the strings. You didn't know their world, and the only way you're going to start to understand their world is being away from them and studying the subject more. I'm not saying that so you watch more of these videos. If you never watch another one of these videos again, and you go on and you with your life, and you just remember the knowledge that you've learned from this video, or anything that you have learned from me, or anything, you see, that's the person. That's my intentions with this channel, you see, because I noticed some people that had subscribed very early on, shout out to you if you were here, they come back and commented something. I haven't been here in a little while. A guy commented yesterday or the day before. Yeah, he said he hasn't watched in a while, and then he's watched the video, right? Because he's been healing. That's what I'm saying. You're all going to go on with your life, but just remember the knowledge that you learned. Don't block it out and don't fall back to sleep. Because I'm telling you, these lot are so deceptive. You can actually fall back to sleep with someone else, with a new narcissist. Okay? Dusty weirdo. So I know this is a bit off the topic of the usual thing, but it's been something I wanted to touch on. And I have touched on it briefly before with Schadenfreude. Hopefully this video reaches you. If it gets flagged, then it's not going to reach you. But, you know, remember, like I'm saying, this is not just intimacy and things like that, right? This is psychological suffering and amusement that they put someone through. Now, they have demons or spirits that make them feel a certain way about themselves, right? They feel low down themselves, and Munchausen by proxy, they feel them cult leaders, all of that, like I've been discussing. They've got an inner world that's completely deranged, and none of you truly know that inner world, and they keep that secret from everybody. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. If you'd like to donate or support to the channel, you can. Check out Zion Music. And also check out Zion Spiritual. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.